Hello everybody, how are you? It's Yasmin here. How are you feeling? What's news? Where are you watching from? Let me know. Hello, here come some people. So today what I thought I would do is I would talk about something that's just so interesting to me as an astrologer, excuse me, which is the unbelievable way that the astrology is being reflected in what's going on in the world. So, just getting people a chance to jump on. Hello, Miss Debbie Wellbelove. Is that your real name? That's a gorgeous name. Hello, Diane. Hello, Annette Leclerc. That's a very nice name. Are you French? Hello, Heather, Tracy. Hello, Kathy in Brisbane. Yeah, tell me where you're from. That's really fun. Did anyone else have pen pals when they were little? Hello, Anna from Canberra, originally Tassie. Oh, gosh, Anna. Kate Moss is watching. Debbie Hutchins. Tell me where you're from, guys. Ah, Silvana. Hello from Scotland. Happy birthday! Do you want a birthday card, Silvana? Hello from Brampton, Adele. I don't know where that is, but it sounds English to me. Hello, Sarah in Twickenham, down the road. I'm in West London. Hello. Oh, Heather in Virginia. It's so exciting. Who else had pen pals? I had a pen pal when I was little, and her name was Karen. I can say her name because she's changed it now. Karen Patterson. And she used to live on Spa Boulevard in Glendale. And it was one of the true joys of my childhood growing up in Tasmania to have Karen Patterson, my pen pal in California. Because yes, I was obsessed with California and the States in general when I was a teenager as well, like I am still now, for reasons I just don't get. Apart from if you look at my astrology, what is it? I think my sun is conjunct their IC or something, the Sibley chart for the United States. So it's like, it feels like home when I go there. Obviously I haven't been there for a long time at this point. And I found my pen pal on Facebook. Oh my God. And she's had like 6 sons and then she finally had a daughter. So she stopped having babies. So there you go. Hello, Karen, if you should ever happen to watch this. I doubt it. She's a bit busy with all these children. Actually, she's got a son who does cooking on Instagram. I know she'd love me to tell you about him if you're into Instagram. He is Cooking with Hunter on Instagram. I love my pen pals. So I kind of feel like when I see everyone here going, hello from Twickenham, hello from Oregon, hello from Melbourne, hello from wherever, it's a bit like all the pen pals thing. It's that whole thing of the world joining. Anyway, all right, so what we are going to do now is we are going to just talk really briefly, NYC in the house, yes, of course, hi Sally. We're going to talk briefly about the astrology of 2021 and how it's playing out and how it played out like textbook yesterday. Okay, so just bear with me if you're just new to astrology. Just, let it wash over you and learn what you can. You don't have to understand everything and then get worried, if you only understand 5% of it. It's fine. So, okay, 2021. Okay, when I started writing the diary for 2021, which I have here somewhere. When I started writing the diary for 2021... I remember thinking basically, WTF. WTF. What is going to be going on in 2021? Because the astrology for 2020 was intense. And of course it turned out to be a very intense year. But in a way, this year's astrology is even more intense. And I think that's reflected in how we've all been feeling about the lockdown. I don't know about you, but nearly everyone I know and me, nearly everyone I know has felt like lockdown 1 was easier. And I don't know if it was because it was a novelty or whatever, or because the astrology wasn't quite so intense and we were more in our bubbles. And also we weren't so desperately over being home. You know, it was kind of nice, I thought, at the first lockdown. I was like, oh gosh, just get to, you know, I cancelled so many things. And as I basically cancelled them all, I was like, oh my God, how much was I doing? This is ridiculous. It's a wonder I wasn't having a nervous breakdown, you know? And I was like, oh, okay, we get to pause. And we all had our big pause and our big reset and all that. But this time now, I think, and I really don't think it's just me and my friends, but most people have said they feel as though this is a more difficult lockdown for those of us who are in lockdown. You know, here in the UK, we've been in hard lockdown for, I don't know, since, we can't even remember. We were trying to work it out last night. Like, we don't even know, was it October? Was it November? So, okay, so the reason is that this year has really intense astrology. Last year had really intense astrology as well, but last year's astrology was actually, you know, at best it had a potentially really good side, which was about that transformation that we all went through. This year, it's intense. It's just bang, bang, bang. It's Saturn clashing with Uranus. Now, Saturn is the planet of karma, of governments, of rules, of lockdown, of confinement, of limitations, of, did I say lessons? All that. Uranus is the planet of, among other things, digital technology, chaos, anarchy, and awakenings. So even though there is good to be had this year, the best we can have really is to smash through whatever's holding us back. Now that sounds like an amazing thing, and it can be an amazing thing. However, it's a square. It's Saturn square Uranus. It's like, it's big. These two planets do not come along and clash every day of the week. Excuse me. And so, you know, it's intense. And I just saw someone there saying they're a therapist and a lot of their clients are struggling with lockdown. Yeah. I mean, I wouldn't say I'm struggling, thank God, touch wood, because ultimately I am a family person and a homebody, and I am relatively happy to be at home. But, you know, it has been a long time now between seeing friends and going out for dinner with friends. I mean, we've been out for dinner probably 3 times in the last 12 months. And normally, you know, we go out to dinner a lot. It's a family thing we do, and we do it with friends, and we have friends over, blah, 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 like everybody. Same thing for everybody. Okay, now, so the energies have been building, and at the start of the year, on January 6th, the date burned into our minds by CNN, there was the insurrection in the Capitol, as they call it. And I suppose depending on which side of the fence you're on, you call it insurrection or, you know, Freedom Day or whatever. But, you know, it was unheard of scenes of anarchy, basically, of people storming the Capitol. Now, think about the astrology, okay? Saturn, government, Uranus, chaos. And what we saw in Washington, D.C. was absolutely the warming up of Saturn square Uranus. Now, Uranus is also in Taurus, which is the sign of money and Wall Street. Like, think about the Wall Street Bull. Have you ever seen the Wall Street Bull in Wall Street? It's like a symbol for capitalism, basically. So we have digital technology and digital money, digital. And so what's been happening this week? We've seen 1 Bitcoin is now worth $50,000, okay? It's gone to this new peak, and you can be sure it's going to crash as well. So, you know, don't worry too much if you haven't got your Bitcoin. You know, it's going to go up and down because it's Saturn square Uranus in Taurus, and there's going to be Bitcoin and cryptocurrency going all over the shop in the coming 12 months, especially because, well, 2 reasons. Uranus in Taurus, and also Saturn clashing with Uranus in Taurus, okay? So there's that. And, you know, it would be actually interesting to be able to analyse this in retrospect when we all, you know, in the year's time, and we'll be able to look back and we'll be able to see, okay, that was when Saturn squared Uranus the first time, because it's going to happen 3 times over the course of this year. And then, you know, what happened? Did it dip in the middle? Did it dip after? You know, all the people like Ray Merriman, he's a very well-known financial astrologer. And he, like, you know, basically bets on the stock market based on astrology. But Uranus is always about reversals. So, you know, what goes up must come down in the stock market, especially when Uranus is involved. But what I really thought was so interesting yesterday was that, so we've all been seeing, you know, here comes Saturn square Uranus. Now, not only did we have Bitcoin reaching this sort of landmark number of $50,000, do you know what happened in Australia with Facebook? If you're not in Australia, it may well be that you don't know. So I'll just give you a really short précis of it. Oh, Justine's saying, what is Ray's surname? His name is Ray Merriman. Anyway, so what happened was, what was I got thrown off now. What was I saying? Yeah, that's right. So Saturn square Uranus, and everyone's thinking, I was writing my horoscopes and all so on and thinking, oh gosh, what's going to happen? And then when Bitcoin went up to $50,000 for one Bitcoin, I thought, okay, well, that's definitely Saturn square Uranus. That's a big thing, an international thing. But then what happened in Australia, in a nutshell, was that the Australian government has been basically trying to work out a way to charge Facebook, to make Facebook pay when people share Australian stories. I'm not sure if I'm going to explain this really well, but, you know, just say you're in Australia and you're reading the Sydney Morning Herald, which is the big Sydney newspaper there, or the Australian newspaper, which is the national newspaper, say like USA Today, or, you know, the Times or the Daily Mail or the Guardian or the Independent, whatever you read. And just say you want to share it. You go, oh my God, that story's so interesting, let me share it. So you plonk the link into your Facebook, you know, personal profile and say, oh my God, read this amazing story about whatever. Paste the URL and bang, you can't paste it anymore. You can't share it anymore because the Australian government was trying to get Facebook to pay when people share the news. And, you know, I won't go into what I think of that. But, so Facebook obviously didn't want to pay, because why should they pay? Because as far as they're concerned, they're a social media sharing platform. So, you know, the more people that Facebook, you know, if Facebook sends 50,000 people a day to the Sydney Morning Herald site, then as far as they're concerned, the Sydney Morning Herald should be grateful for the, you know, all the traffic they're being sent. Anyway, so they couldn't agree, and as a result, yesterday, because Facebook obviously doesn't want to pay for this, you know, because they don't pay for it anywhere in the world, so I think they're trying to set a precedent as well. They've basically blocked all Australian news sites from Facebook, which is huge. But more than that, I don't know how they've done it. I don't know if they've like literally just turned off some servers or turned off .com.au URLs, because in Australia it's like, in America it's .com, in the UK it's .co.uk, and in Australia it's .com.au. And what's happened is, as a result of this, there are also a lot of, Karen's saying it there, we couldn't see the pages themselves, and health and emergency and charity, but especially even fire brigade people can't post on Facebook anymore. People who can tell you where there's a fire, if there's a fire in your local area. We've all seen Australia on fire a year ago. We know what can happen down there. And so, basically Australia's been left, without the ability to share on social media. And, some people are saying, oh, Facebook's being a big bully. And other people are saying, well, actually, Facebook just, doesn't want to pay for this, and they don't want, if they say yes to Australia's demands, then they're going to have to do it all over the world, and they don't want to do that. I feel that I get a lot of value out of Facebook. Hey, we're on Facebook right now. And I I'm not going to comment either way because I don't think I know enough about it yet. But what I really want to say is this is an amazing, amazing example of textbook astrology. Because on the one hand, you've got the Australian government, okay? Saturn is governments. You've got the Australian government, Saturn, clashing with Uranus. In Taurus, Uranus, the planet of technology and all things digital. In Taurus, which is about money, and this is about money, and they're clashing. And what happened on the day? This happened. Facebook basically turned Australia off. So I just wanted to cover that because I thought, you know, it's just so interesting for people to see how astrology plays out. And one of the things my first astrology mentor taught me was watch the world and see what happens in the world, because you'll see astrology playing out. And as I said yesterday with the pandemic last year, we had Jupiter-Pluto 3 times, and Jupiter-Pluto basically kicked off the first lockdown in I think it was March, and then it happened again in the middle of the year when we all kind of, in the UK at least, we all got let out for about 2 months. And then at the very end, when we were all wondering what's going to happen with the third Jupiter-Pluto conjunction, could it be the end of the coronavirus? Well, it wasn't the end of the coronavirus, but it was the rollout of the vaccine. And, you know, whether you want the vaccine or you don't want the vaccine, there is no doubt that, you know, at this point, it appears that the vaccine will be leading the world out of the pandemic, because people will be able to go out again, assuming the vaccine works. I don't want to get into a big argument about if, and please don't email me. People email me all the time about this, and it's like, I'm just like you, sitting here wondering what is going on and doing my own reading, but I'm just saying, you know, deaths are down since the vaccine started to roll out. So, you know, it's just interesting to watch the astrology playing out. And I just thought that was so fascinating that I wanted to mention it, because it's so big and it's just so easy to understand when you look at it like that. And astrology is amazing, and I just wanted to share that. So who would like a card? Who would like a card? Who would like a card? Let's see who would like a card. Yeah, no, we're not going out either. Oh, thank you, Tracy. Who would like a card? Lindsay would like a card. Let's, I'll draw a card. Somebody asked for a quick chant. Should we just do a 3-line chant? Shall we do, someone's saying they looked at Australian chart and transits last night. I would love to, I actually haven't looked yet. I'd love to know where Uranus, Saturn-Uranus is hitting the Australian chart. Let's just do, we're just going to do 3 Om Namo Narayani's, because someone asked for a chant, and I'm always up for a chant. And let's just, you know, surrender to the divine with gratitude for all the good things in our life, especially because I've been ranting a bit. So here we go. 3 Om Namo Narayani's, and then we'll do a chant. So if you want a card, then we'll do a card. If you want a card, just put me, and then that card will be for you. Here we go. Om Namo Narayani. Om Namo Narayani. Om Namo Narayani. 3 little chants. While I think of it, something else amazing happened yesterday, and it was online. I got a mention, and my cards got a mention in Oprah Winfrey, oprahmag.com. That was massive. And I'm just going to tell you a funny thing. Literally, I'll tell you more about this tomorrow because I'd like to tell the story. So you know what? I'll tell the story on Monday. But basically, oprahmag.com, I got a text from, you know, Colette Barron-Reid. She's amazing. She's like the Oracle card queen of the world. And we've become friends online. We met in New York. And I got a text from Colette saying, oh my God, you, me, and Rebecca Campbell, we're all in Oprah Mag. And I'm like, what? Because, you know, we all revere Oprah. And there we are, our cards. She's done a rundown of the best Oracle cards in the world. And Colette Barron-Reid, Rebecca Campbell, and I are included. So that was kind of exciting. I'll tell you more. I'll tell you a funny story about manifesting and Oprah and that on Monday. All right, so here comes a card. Here comes a card. Are you ready for your card? Are you ready for your card? Exactly. Exactly. All right. Possibly my favorite card. You and your loved ones are safe. I mean, really, what else could we ask for but our loved ones and us being safe? So there we go. That is a beautiful thing to go into the weekend. You and your loved ones are safe. Be safe out there. If you don't believe in the coronavirus, lucky you. You're a very brave person creating your own reality, and I'm impressed and admire you. If you've bought into the coronavirus, which I'm afraid to say I have, you know, wear a mask, socially distance, and get some fresh air. And if you're in Australia and you're not having any restrictions apart from the fact you can't leave the country and you can't post on Facebook, have a lovely sunny weekend, because I'm sure it's still lovely and sunny today. All right, so there we go. Lots of love. I'll see you on Monday morning at 10:30 a.m. UK time for chanting, and I will see you at 11:11 a.m. UK time on Monday for more jibber jabber about the stars. Maybe I should name this the jibber jabber 11:11 a.m. Mwah, mwah, mwah. Lots of love, guys. Have a great weekend.